right, Vic, how'd day two?
I think day two went good. We got a lot of good work, a lot of good reps, covered a lot of things. To me, it's not day two because, it's just a continuation of the OTAs and we could practice a little longer, so we have. But everything's been good.
Are you close to installing all of the offense and all the game?
I wouldn't say all of it, but I think 90% of our concepts are in, and then you can tweak them as you go, and there's still a little bit we haven't put in.
What's your overall satisfaction with how the offseason program has gone now that you guys are essentially done?
I think the offseason has been really good, really productive from every angle. I think the guys have done a good job learning our systems. I think they've put forth great effort. They've done a good job practicing. I got no complaints about the offseason.
If they have a mistake, how resilient have they been? Is it something you guys have to coach them on or deal with bounce back?
Well, they need to be resilient. It's okay to make a mistake or two. It's not okay to repeat it, and it's not okay to let it drag into the next play. And these guys have been playing sports for a long time, quarterback besides that, and, they have to learn that.
In your experience, what are habits that allow successful teams to transition from the offseason program into fast starts at training camp when you get back?
Well, that's on the players. They got a 5-week break here coming up, and the first couple weeks we'll have the rookies here. They'll continue to work with our coaches, the strength coaches, but it's on the players for the next 5 weeks while they're wherever they spend this time to get in, maintain what they've done, the foundation they've laid, and get themselves in the best possible condition.
Vic, when you talk about the tweaks that you guys are making, I guess with everything being new, is it all install, or are you still trying to see what some things work or some things won't work as you're trying to go through? Where do you find that balance as you're putting everything in?
It's both, but it's more install than and we're learning our players as we go. I kind of like to expose the players to a lot this time of year. So hopefully by the middle of training camp, we figure out what we're going to be, and rather than give them something new late in training camp and have to learn it. So we expose them to a lot, and then we figure out what type of team we're going to be offensively and defensively and go that route.
So does anything get thrown out now that you say this won't work with this group, or is everything still?
I don't think so. Everything's still on the table.
I don't think we've talked to you yet since Greek was named Mr. Bolin's presenter for the Hall of Fame. You talked to him about that at all, and you thought ahead to what that week will be like?
Yeah, that's a great honor for Greek. He was here for all the years with Mr. Bolin, knows him well. I think still sees him occasionally. So it was a very deserving, made sense for him to do it, and I'm glad the family decided that.
Even with Philip Lindsay being limited at this point in camp, what have you sort of learned about him through your process of being in this building now long enough and just getting to know the guy?
Well, I think, again, I haven't seen him on the field, but I think he's a very intense competitor, wants to do well, has his priorities in order. I think he's already can be classified as a good pro, even though it's his second year, and that's probably why he had the very good rookie season. So everything that I've learned about him is all good.
Is there heightened precaution with his wrist at this point, or do you just treat him like any other player who's got an injury that they got to get healthy from?
No, it's not heightened. It's a particular injury that they tell me, everything's going well. They just don't want it to get bumped on yet. So he could go out there and do everything, but they just want to use this time and the next 5 weeks to make sure he's ready to go.
Coach Bird took a long look at Bertollet today. Is there competition at kicking? How are you looking at that? How's he looking?
Well, there's a lot of competition out here, but I would say Brandon's obviously the incumbent, and he'd have to knock him out, like in a heavyweight battle.
Would you prefer to have more of a bell cow style back, or do you like the hot hand approach?
Both. To me, that's whatever your team is. John Madden used to say if you got more than 2 running backs, that means you don't have one you like. But, it's kind of been common now for teams to have different style backs playing multiple backs. So, again, I think that's whatever fits you and fits your team.
How do you think Bradley Chubb fits into what you want to do defensively, and how does he take the next step to being an elite player?
Well, he's tailor-made for us. And I think he'll take the next step just because he's a pro, much like Phillip already. And he's very smart football player, very coachable, very intense. I see nothing but bright days ahead for him.
Do you believe players take their biggest step from year 1 to year 2?
Possibly. It all depends on the work they've put in the off season. But you can.
Did you guys evaluate him much last year as you were considering where to go and what you see from him?
Yes, I mean, Bradley?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was high on our wish list last year.
With Phil, is the expectation that he'll be ready to go by the start of camp? Or?
Yes.
Who gave you better advice, Peyton or Archie today?
Peyton or Archie? Well, I've known them both since 1986, so Archie's the old sage. So Archie, unpopular, or I should say uncommon belief out there, he's the best quarterback in that family. If he, I always said if he was with the Pittsburgh Steelers back when he played instead of Bradshaw, if him and Bradshaw switched spots, Archie would have had all those Super Bowl rings. And Bradshaw would have had to go through the agony of playing with the Saints in the 70s.
Anything else? Thank you very much, Coach.
All right.